Since I'm not here today for writing, you are going to practice something that we don't get a chance to practice very often, and that is how to write a friendly letter. And you might be thinking, Mrs. Feliciano, we don't really need to learn to write letters because we can text and call and send emails, and that's true, but sometimes you just want to send a letter, and you never know in the future when you might want to send an actual letter. So today I'm going to be showing you the parts of a friendly letter, and then I'm going to be giving you an assignment to practice. So it's important to have the date for your friendly letter. And because this is not actually today, I'm going to use my birthday as the date, but you should use whatever today's date is for your letter. So your date goes in the top right-hand corner. Whether you're typing it or you're writing it on paper, it goes in the top right-hand corner. Then you need some sort of greeting. Your standard greeting is dear. And remember, there's more than one kind of deer, and we're talking about D-E-A-R because D-E-E-R is an animal in the forest. So you're going to say dear, and then you're going to have the person's name. So I'm going to write, Dear Class. Notice that this is capitalized and this is capitalized, and they're both far enough over to the left on paper where they meet up with the red line. And if you're typing it, that's just all the way over to the left. Okay? So dear class, and then I've got my comma. My comma is very important. It tells me that I'm pausing, and it tells you that it's a greeting. And then I need to indent my first word of my first paragraph. So I'm going to use my finger. If you're on a computer, you should use one tab. You don't need to tab over a lot of times, but you use the tab key to tab over once. You need to start off by saying something friendly, because this is a friendly letter. You need to start off with some kind of an introduction. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and write some of my letter. Usually a letter of this kind is like a one-sided conversation to someone else, where you're writing in hopes that they will write you back. So it's okay if you ask them questions because you want them to answer you. All right. As you can see, I've written quite a bit of my letter, and I have my first paragraph here, and then I indented and started my second paragraph. And I'm going to go ahead and read it, and then we'll finish it together. Dear class, hello, how are you doing today? I hope that you are having a great day. I'm sorry that I'm not at school today, but I hope it isn't too crazy. I know that sometimes you have a guest teacher that you might not know, or the schedule is a little different. I don't know about you, but I don't like to change my routine. For your assignment, you are going to be writing me back. You can write about anything you want. For example, tell me about your morning, your pet, or something interesting that recently happened to you. And now I want to get to the end of my letter where I have a conclusion, because I had my greeting and then I had the introduction to my letter. And now I'm going to close it by saying, I can't wait to read your letters. So that's my conclusion, and now I need my closing. And you've seen people who you can sign it with love or your friend, yours truly. I'm going to sign my letter sincerely. And you notice that it has a capital S and a comma. And you also notice that it's sort of in the middle of the page. All right, it's not off to one side or the other. All right, and then I'm going to sign my name. Since I'm writing mine on paper, I'm just going to use my cursive signature. You will be typing your letters today, and you must include all of these parts. You need to include the date with the comma in the right place, and the greeting with the correct capital letters and the comma. You need to include your introduction to your letter that's indented, where you've indented the rest of the paragraph correctly. You need to make sure if you start a new topic that you indent again and then continue on. You need to have some sort of a conclusion to the end of your letter so I know that it's the end and you don't just all of a sudden say goodbye. Notice I didn't say the end on my letter because that would be weird. Letters don't end with the end, stories do. And then you must have your closing, which is something like yours truly or your friend or love. I chose sincerely, capital S with a comma, and then you'll type your name. Okay, I'm going to include the chart on how to do a friendly letter, so in case you forget after you've watched this video, the chart will also be here with this assignment. So your assignment today is to write me a friendly letter in response to this friendly letter that I just wrote you.